morning, we're reaching you live from Sahara TV at the Federal High Court in Abuja. If you've just joined, what you're witnessing is protesters. We have pro-Sowore protesters, women who have converged to protest the release of rights activist Omoyele Sowore, as well as pro-government protesters who are also protesting apparently against Sowore. So what you're witnessing now are live scenes from both the protests from Sowore and also counter protests.
Nigerian people, we cannot be intimidated. Yes. The police you are seeing here, the military you are seeing here, the paramilitary you are seeing here, the judiciary, they are of the good of our dear nation, Nigeria. Yes. We are urging all well-meaning Nigerians, they should support Nigeria. Yes. We should look beyond sentiment. Because of what we are seeing in Nigeria today, we cannot afford a violent revolution in Nigeria. Yes, if anybody want to change the government, it should wait for good 4 years and wait for an electionary process. Yes. To change the government in Nigeria, the Nigerian constitution is clear about that. Yes. Nigeria does not have a single block to speak for us to have a revolution. We are saying no to revolution. We are saying no to Sowore and his evil plan. And we cannot afford to fold our hands and allow some agent of evil, enemies of our dear nation, to truncate our democracy. History will never forgive us. We will not forgive ourselves. It's obvious that what Sowore brought to Nigeria is not in our culture, it's not in our tradition. We cannot in any way accept this. What we are here for this morning, we are here to tell the judiciary that they should do their job. The constitution is very clear about that. To the best of our knowledge, Sowore's case is a treason and felony. A group that want to overthrow a democratically elected government. We, the good people of Nigeria, we are saying no. We cannot accept this because of if he thinks that he lives in America, his family are in America, none of his family members will die. The innocent Nigerians that will die, we are saying no. We don't have a single blood to speak in Nigeria. We are appealing to the conscience of well-meaning Nigeria and the judiciary in particular. They should look beyond political influence. They should do what is right. The constitution is clear about changing government of any nation. We are not in a banana republic. Nobody should think that because of he has 1 or 2 contacts, he can come and truncate our Nazi democracy. As it stands today, everybody in Nigeria, we are suffering, we are enjoying, we are smiling. And we don't want more injury to our shop. What we are saying is that Sowore and his group, they should peacefully leave Nigeria. After all, he contested the election 2019. If he was so determined, he should have intensified effort in campaigning, in installing himself as a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. For you to be a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, you need numbers of millions of people in Nigeria for you to be voted for. Anything short of that, we the good people of Nigeria, we are saying no to that. We will never accept that, and we will never agree for any group to come to Nigeria. They think they want to truncate our democracy. We are appealing to the conscience of Sowore's sympathizers. They should look beyond sentiment. They should follow the Nigerian constitution. If they so love Sowore, 2019, they should have mobilized a mass to make sure that Sowore emerged as the president-elect. Today, he would have been a sitting president. For him to have failed the election, and suddenly he is coming through the backyard door, telling us that, oh, there is need for us to carry out a revolution. We are saying no to that. The only revolution Nigeria needs is a mindset revolution to do the right thing, to do the needful, to protect the Nigerian constitution. Anybody that we want to sabotage the Nigerian constitution is an enemy of the state.
All right. We would like to ask your protesters a few questions.
No, don't worry. Ask me the question.
No, don't worry.
No, I'm the leader. Ask me. Don't ask.
You have made I don't have a question for you.
No, don't any question for the group.
I'll channel 2 questions. I'll channel 1 question to you. Why are you protecting your protesters from answering questions? Why are you protecting?
My name is Comrade Danesi Momo Prince. Comrade Danesi Momo Prince. Momo Prince.
If a man is protesting, it means he has the ability to represent himself. He has ideas that he's pushing forward. So he should be allowed to speak, especially since he came forward when I invited him to speak. So if you can allow me for a few minutes to interview a member of your
organization that are protesting here, and there is a leader. So it's the leader that you speak with. He's the leader.
He's a leader.
Please, leader.
As a journalist.
Can I ask you a question?
Please, can you hear me out? As a journalist, you are in the court premises. Can you call to the court?
Will you allow me ask the question so that we can go on with everything?
No, you will ask me questions.
Yes, I'm going to ask you.
Ask me a question.
All right, so you guys are here to protest. What are you here to protest? You've said a lot of things, but what do you want the government or the courts to do? Because you have approached the courts this morning to protest. You are protesting in front of the entire country. So what do you want from the court? What are you asking Nigerians to do?
We are asking the court to uphold the Nigerian constitution. A revolutionary call. What does the constitutional responsibility, what does the constitution say about a revolutionary call? And we are urging the court, they should look beyond political settlements and face the law and interpret the law the way it's supposed to be. They should not in any way to wait for any political group, to any pressure group to direct them with sentiment that this is what you should do. We are advocates of a constitutional practices in Nigeria. What does the constitution say? We are asking the court that the Federal High Court, Nigeria Constitution established it. For Sowore to call for a revolutionary call in Nigeria is his constitutional right to say it. But the constitution has a penalty for that. The constitution has a way to do with that. And the Nigeria military and the paramilitary, they must do their best to make sure that the necessary charges to be pressed against him. We don't want violence in Nigeria. We don't want violence in Nigeria. We need a peaceful Nigeria. Then our message to the entire Nigeria and the entire world. We know the world are watching. Our message is that we should be law-abiding and face the Nigeria rules and regulations squarely. Anybody that is coming short of that is an enemy of Nigeria. So Sowore calling for revolution, we declare him as enemy of Nigeria.
Okay, thank you very much. This was the name of the group and your name.
This is Guidance of Democracy.
Guidance of Democracy. And your name, sir?
My name is Comrade Danesi Momo Prince.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nigeria people.
All right, so you've just witnessed scenes from anti-Sowore protests. You will now be witnessing scenes from pro-Sowore protests.
Revolution means so Emma Fuyara, don't be discouraged because what you are doing here as women is quite historic. And we always say there can never be liberation of our society without the liberation of the women. As you can see, there are no men around us here. The men have been protesting, they've been resisting, and because of their protestation for good governance, they've been met with tear gases. Their placards have been confronted with guns. Their voices have been suppressed by tear gas. But here are you, our mothers, who have chosen to defy all of these odds, to say that Nigeria indeed must be what? Must be good. That is, Nigeria indeed must represent the majority. So if we are saying Nigeria needs a revolution, we are not apologetic about it. And I reassert again, most of it, don't be annoyed by what's happening right there. You see, what the ruling class does is to set the poor people against another poor person. And it's for persons who are from the Bob Marley school of thought. Bob Marley in his song Ambush in the Night, he said they keep us hungry. And when you are going to get some food, your brother got to be your what? Your enemy. That is, nítorí ká lè máa bára wa jà, ó wá ń fi ebi pa wá. So Pierre mi ṣe wà nígbà tí àwọn èèyàn wa tán bínú sí àwọn ibo, èmi ò bínú sí wọn. Mo sọ pé rate tí ebi fi pọ̀ ń lù yóò pọ̀ gidi gan. In fact, so gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ má wò wọ́n, don't look at them as your enemies. Just see them as fellow oppressed people like yourself. But the only difference between both of you is that you have come to the realization that you cannot be bought with money. You have come to the realization to that your resolve for a better Nigeria far outweighs the hunger you are feeling right now. I have not even eaten this morning. A lot of us have not eaten this morning. Trust me, you see, those people who are there, those people who are there, they deserve free education at all levels. Their children deserve free education at all levels. Their parents deserve decent wage. Their parents deserve to be treated as humans. Their parents deserve decent work conditions. They deserve to live in a country that works for everybody. They deserve to live in a country that is secured. So, comrades, our women, they are not your enemies. Just take them as individuals who are also victims of this system. And if at all we ever doubt the reason why we must have a revolution, this should convince you the more that the more we have poor people, the more the ruling class will have opportunities to control us. But now we must rise against this poverty. And how do we rise against this poverty? Raise our hands up and fight against oppression. Thanks a lot, Tommy.
Your name, please.
Greatest Nigerian people! Greatest Nigerian people! Articulated Nigerian people! Never committed Nigerian people! Yes, I want to proceed. Mothers, you have taken the pain to come out and ask for justice. And the whole world saw you. For the past 24 hours, you've been asking for justice. And it has come partly. And you are celebrating this justice you've gotten. Omoyele Sowore is free. The ruling class are not happy.
They are not happy.
You have come also this morning to appreciate God and the commitment each and every one of you have put together to say thank you and to see your son Omoyele Sowore free again. But they have been paid to come distract what you are doing. They are hungry. They've been given 1,000 naira to come and display this form of cowardice this morning. But don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated. It's just because you have won. That is why they are here. If you are not winning, they won't be here. It is because you are consequential. That is why they are here. If you are inconsequential, they will not be here. It is because your cry has been heard by God. It is because your commitment is paying its price now. And you will not stop until Nigeria is liberated.
We will not
until
stop.
you get justice in all ramifications of life. So therefore, we will say again, don't be intimidated. Don't be moved by what they do. These are your children too. They are hungry.
They are hungry.
To come to what they are doing. Some will get 500. Some will get 1,000. But tell me, how much will that money go? But these are mothers who have traveled kilometers away to this place to show solidarity, to stand for what is right. These are mothers who look at the future of their children. Those of us, your children, and so you want it better for us. Thank you very much for standing strong. Thank you very much for coming out. But we are saying one thing today, that the effort you have put in to ensure that justice prevails in Nigeria will not be swept under the carpet. We will support you from all aspects we can to see that your cry will keep pushing it. We will support you from all ramifications of life to see that the same thing you've asked for today, we keep asking in every sector of our society. Thank you very much. Don't be intimidated. Victory is coming and we are all celebrating. Victory at last. Omoyele is free and so shall it be permanently. We will keep pressing until all charges cooked against him are dropped. Thank you very much, mother. We appreciate you. God bless you.
Even it's our father and it's our everything. In all Ondo states, not only Kribo alone, in all Ondo states, all Nigeria, Omoyele is for us. And for the past 4 months, when your governor has taken, the president has taken Omoyele here, a lot of people
They apologize to her.
press any of the lift. This is the way. Oh, it's 4th floor. They are taking the lift. They are taking the lift. It's 4th floor.
Yeah, you. We just come to like morning.
Sorry, sir, Sam.
Stairs. Don't bother asking for. Let's do the staircase.
Yeah, the 4th floor. Ahead. 4th floor is.
Yeah.
Let's split ourselves into.
Hello, please.
Not all.
Hello, not all the people, please.
You go in.
Sana, go in.
Family. Bless us
Morning, General. How are you? How are you? Well done.
Chief, yes, sure.
Well done.
Fine, thank you.
Long time, General.
Thank you, Chief.
How far? Would you try to reach me?
Sorry, please.
You'll not be taking it, have you?